I will explain the term weight for age, which we'll hear as weight for age races. There are certain races which are, say, classed as weight for age races, and that's where, specifically, for use the flat as an example, if you have a 2-year-old running against a 3-year-old, so it's a 2 and 3-year-old race, so it could be older horses, the 2-year-old will get a certain amount of weight, so he may get a £7 allowance or a £10 allowance from the 3-year-old, irrespective of ability, by the mere fact that it's a younger horse, less mature, less strong. So there is a weight for age scale that the BHB produce, which is a standard scale for all weight for age races, that changes throughout the month. So a 2-year-old running against a 3-year-old in March, when the 2-year-old is just a baby, as the months go on, etc., and towards the end of the year, that scale would reduce. So weight for age races are where the younger horse gets a certain weight allowance from the older runners within that, depending on where we are within the season and within the time, etc. And a 3-year-old may get, you quite often hear it in the flat towards the middle of the summer, where the 3-year-olds get a weight allowance from the older horses. Sometimes that may favour the 3-year-olds running in that race, particularly if it was an early born 3-year-old as opposed to a later born 3-year-old that may be just ahead of that weight for age scale. So it's a scale that was introduced to allow the younger horses to compete against the older horses on level terms. You will hear it on the racing channels, racing commentaries, etc. They're getting the weight for age allowance. That's what weight for age is.